story of a cobbler in Islam is a well-known narrative that emphasizes the importance of humility, gratitude, and faith in Allah. The story has been passed down through generations and has inspired millions of Muslims around the world. It is said to have originated from the teachings of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and has been documented in various Islamic texts and literature. The story revolves around a cobbler who lived in the city of Medina during the time of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. The cobbler's name is not mentioned in the Islamic texts, but he is often referred to as Abu Sa'id. Abu Sa'id was a poor man who earned his livelihood by mending shoes. Despite his poverty, he was a pious and devout Muslim who had firm faith in Allah and His Messenger. One day, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was passing by the cobbler's shop and noticed that his feet were exposed through the worn-out sandals he was wearing. The Prophet asked Abu Sa'id why he did not get himself a new pair of sandals. Abu Sa'id replied that he could not afford a new pair, as he barely made enough money to feed his family. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, then suggested that Abu Sa'id make a pair of sandals for him. Abu Sa'id was overjoyed at the opportunity to serve the Prophet and immediately set to work on the sandals. He worked hard for several hours and finally presented the finished sandals to the Prophet. The Prophet was pleased with the sandals and asked Abu Sa'id how much he wanted for them. Abu Sa'id replied that he did not want any money for the sandals, as he considered it an honor to serve the Prophet. The Prophet was touched by Abu Sa'id's humility and gratitude and instead offered to pray for him. The Prophet then raised his hands and made a supplication to Allah, saying, "O Allah, bless Abu Sa'id and his family." From that day onwards, Abu Sa'id's life changed for the better. His business began to flourish, and he became one of the most prosperous cobblers in Medina. He was able to provide for his family and also started donating a significant portion of his income to help the poor and needy. The story of the cobbler in Islam is often cited as an example of the power of humility and gratitude. Abu Sa'id's willingness to serve the Prophet without expecting any reward, and his gratitude for the Prophet's dua, supplication, were the key factors that led to his success. The story also emphasizes the importance of faith in Allah, as it was the Prophet's dua that brought about a positive change in Abu Sa'id's life. In Islam, this story is a powerful and inspiring narrative that has touched the hearts of millions of Muslims around the world. It teaches us the importance of humility, gratitude, and faith in Allah, and reminds us that success in this life and the hereafter is ultimately in the hands of Allah. Abu Sa'id's story is a testament to the fact that a person's sincerity and good deeds will always be rewarded, even if the rewards are not immediate or apparent. It also teaches us the value of serving others without expecting anything in return, as this is a hallmark of a truly humble and selfless individual.